Sabalenka being crowned champion, once again showing the world why he is the greatest.
Steps up on the temple, unbelievable.
We start with a special showcase bout.
It's an absolute monster of a lightweight. What a moment! The history-making goal!
She wasn't going for goal, but she'll happily accept it.
It's gone all the way through, and look at this! Chewing Did you dare write Barcelona off?
The career of one of the all-time greats is all but over.
Nice comeback.
Uma oportunidade de dizer alguma coisa que eu acho que nunca disse.
NFL Game Pass is now exclusively on DAZN.
Let's get this thing going.
Watch every game, plus the playoffs and Super Bowl. It's your all-access pass.
That's how you fight a southpaw. Well on his way to coming back.
Katie Taylor does it again. Look at the emotion.
LA, the home of the great sporting superheroes. Oscar de la Hoya, look at this. I mean, Jerry West. I think the best big man ever in the NBA, Shaquille O'Neal, Irvin Magic Johnson, maybe the best point guard ever, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I love these tops. A lot of these tops immortalizing maybe one of the best players we've ever seen, the late, great Kobe Bryant. Now, a man looking to become his own sporting superhero this Saturday is that man, Terence Crawford. It's day 4, people. Day 4 means 2 things. 1, we make it official with the weigh-ins, and number 2, we're 1 sleep away. You know what to do by now? Clock in.
Live on DAZN, August 3rd, Crawford versus Madrimov. How do you know you're the best? Is it the 40-fight undefeated streak? Dominating 3 divisions? Or is it that you're always looking for more? Facing an undefeated champion on the #1 boxing platform in the world, Crawford versus Madrimov. August 3rd, buy now at TAZN.com.
LA in the sunshine. Not many places on earth better than LA. And today we make it official. Today is day 4, means weigh-in day is upon us. Terence Crawford versus Israil Madrimov. And I love the fact that throughout Fight Week, we've done everything. We've gone to Santa Monica Pier, we've done the Chinese Theater, and now we're here, LA live, and you can see the crowd. They're expecting to see the big boys hit the scales as well. It isn't just Terence Crawford versus Israil Madrimov. It's a stellar cast of undercard fighters. And I have a stellar cast with me as well. We got Showtime, Sean Porter, the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora. And we're going to enjoy this one because this weigh-in is going to be very, very special. Riyadh season LA is 1 day away, people. Here we are. Here we are, guys. What a week it's been. What a week it's been.
It's been fun. And I love that people just continue to gravitate to the atmosphere, that the zone, that your excellency, Turkeyology, everyone has put together. Everybody is gravitating.
Go back to Wednesday. Here we are. Oh, there you go. We're back. We're back. A little small minor issue there with the mics, but we are back on sound as well. We're just saying it's been an incredible fight week. Obviously, look, tomorrow is what we all come here for, but it isn't just about a Saturday fight now. It's about the whole week, and that's what Riyadh season has been about, right? Showcasing the boxers throughout the week to the point where we get here, they make weight, and then they throw hands on Saturday, Sergio.
No, Riyadh season has been incredible. I mean, it's incredible in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I've been there twice, but now they're doing it in LA, in the West Coast. I mean, they're hitting every landmark. That's what I really appreciate. The Santa Monica Pier, the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. Now we're in downtown LA, across from the Crypto Arena where Kobe Bryant and Shaq made history. I mean, it's incredible. The people love it, boxing fans love it, and of course, we're loving it.
You know, the only thing I don't like right now that's in front of me? That name, Crypto.com.
Hate it.
Staples. It's the Staples.
I refuse
How
to
dare
call it
they?
that.
How dare they? Anyway, look, enough of us. The fighters are ready. Thomas Schreiber is ready as well. Let's get this show on the road. Let's throw it down to one of the best MCs on planet Earth, Mr. Thomas Schreiber.
Welcome to the official weigh-in for Riyadh season card. A great night of World Championship Boxing tomorrow, Saturday, August 3rd, from BMO Stadium in Los Angeles, California. It is all being brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, and promoted by Eddie Hearns, Matchroom Boxing, Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Sella and Gold Star Promotions. This great event will be shown in the United States on DAZN, ESPN Plus, pay-per-view, Amazon Prime, and in demand. In the UK on DAZN and TNT Sports Box Office. In Mexico on Televisa and ESPN Knockout. In Saudi Arabia on MBC, and it will be shown worldwide on DAZN. At this time, we would like to extend a big thank you to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey Al Sheikh. Let's now get the weigh-in process started. Our first two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 6-round welterweight contest. First, let's welcome, coming to us from Opole, Poland, bringing a professional record of 6 wins, 7 defeats, 2 of his 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Mikhail Taz Bulin.
You shouldn't start by saying
And now let's welcome from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, undefeated with 5 wins, one of his 5 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the pride of the
For the first 2, not this side, but after the second.
Well, Ziad, all the press stuff is over. Fight week, weigh-in, all complete, ready to go. How are you feeling with the fight coming tomorrow night?
First of all, I just want to say thank God, alhamdulillah, for everything. And I love LA. Thank you for the love this whole week. This is a dream for me to be here. My U.S. debut, a Saudi Arabian fighter making his U.S. debut. It's a dream. But I'm just very happy that throughout this whole process, throughout the many years since my debut, I've learned that to never let the size of the occasion ruin the little moments and the little steps, the little interviews, doing an interview with this TV, that TV, or being in front of a large audience. So I didn't let the size of the occasion get to me. And now there's one more thing to do, which is the easiest part, which is what I've been doing my whole life, many, many years. So this is the fun part.
You were supposed to make your pro debut right here in Los Angeles. It was scrapped at the last minute. What does it mean to you to be back here fighting again?
2 years ago, same month, actually. Fight outfit on, opponent failed his drug test 2 blocks down in downtown. So, you know what? I said it before and I'll say it again. We get rewarded for how we react when we're tested, not when everything is going well. And I reacted in a calm and composed way. I thank God at that moment, and I still thank God today. And this is my reward. And I can't be any more grateful, any more humble with it. And I'm just so excited to get in the ring and show the world what I can do.
Good luck, Ziad.
Thank you, Chris.
Our next 2 fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round super middleweight contest. First, let's welcome from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Undefeated with 20 wins, 1 draw, 10 of his 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Marcos Ramon Zurdo Vasquez. And now let's welcome, coming to us from Omaha, Nebraska, undefeated with 19 wins, 15 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Steven So Cold Nelson. First to the scale, Marcos Ramon Vasquez. $167.6 for Marcos Ramon Zurdo Vasquez. Now to the scale, Steven Nelson. The same 167.6 pounds for Steven So Cold Nelson.
Last fight on the prelims. This is going to be a good one as well. Obviously, two guys looking to take that next step, Sergio, to really get into that mix at super middleweight. And this is what we want, right? Unbeaten guy versus unbeaten guy. Someone's O has got to go.
Every fighter has faced this challenge whenever they're at a certain point. Usually it's about 15-0. These guys at 20-0, where they must face another unbeaten fighter. And like you said, someone's leaving with their unblemished record. With their blemished record.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a 10-round contest in the super middleweight division.
I like this fight a lot, Sean. You can see them talking to each other. Steven, you can also see Ramon Vasquez just taking it in. Steve Nelson doing the talking. I think this is going to be a good one. Look, there's so many good fights on this card, and this is obviously a bit of a sleeper.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I don't believe in A side, B side. And right there on the stage, you got two guys. That's two A side guys, you know. And I think a majority of the night there's a lot of 50-50 fights. Styles make fights. Something's going to happen tomorrow night that we don't expect.
No, and I love the fact that, Bud Crawford's bringing someone from Omaha. So, he's not the only one from Omaha representing. And, of course, people here, Mexicans and TJ representing.
Well, Steve, it's been a year since we've seen you in the ring. You're back trying to make some noise in this super middleweight division. How are you feeling going into this fight?
Man, I feel amazing, man. I feel great. Happy to be on this card, thanks to Riyadh season. Thanks to my brother Bud, man, for speaking up for me and let him know, like, hey, I fight, he fight too. So, hey, let's get it. He swing, I swing.
I've talked to enough people that believe this fight could be one of the best fights of the night. What kind of fight are you expecting?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be an amazing fight. I'm going to come with it. And like I said yesterday, I've been through a lot this year. So I got a lot of built-up tension, and he going to be the one that get it.
Good luck, Steven.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let's continue our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a 10-round contest. It will be for both the IBF International and WBA Continental Latin American Lightweight Championships. First, we will welcome the challenger from Ciudad de Mexico, Distrito Federal. His professional record, 30 wins, 6 defeats, 1 draw, 21 of his 30 wins coming by way of knockout. Let's welcome Antonio Moran. And now let's welcome the defending champion, fighting out of Tampa, Florida, by way of Matanzas, Cuba. Undefeated with 3 wins, 1 of his 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending IBF International and WBA Continental Latin American Lightweight Champion, Andy El Diamante Cruz. Let's first welcome to the scale the challenger, Antonio Moran. $139.8 for Antonio Moran. Now to the scale, the defending champion, Andy Cruz. £140 even for the defending champion, Andy El Diamante Cruz.
Did I hear correct? Did he say 140 for Andy Cruz? Just want to make sure I heard that correct.
I think
Bear in mind, this is a lightweight title fight.
I think you heard correct. They said 140. I think they got it wrong.
He must have got it wrong, yeah. They read that wrong. This is a 135-pound title fight. We just have got confirmation that it's 134 pounds for Cruz, but he did say 140.
In a 10-round contest for the IBF International and WBA Continental
It's an intriguing
Latin
fight,
American
135 pounds,
Lightweight
busy
Championship.
division. Obviously, the man in that division right now, Javante Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson's there as well, William Zepeda. Andy Cruz looking to get into that mix. This will help if he comes through this one looking very, very good, Sergio.
And it's crazy to think that at 4 fights, you're already talking about them beasts at lightweight, you know, but whenever you have that kind of amateur pedigree, I mean, this guy's a sniper inside that ring. I mean, he's more than just a boxer. You know, most of these Cuban boxers are boxing purists. He is turning into a puncher. Little by little, he knows that he needs to start turning heads and looking for the knockout.
Yeah, it'll be a statement if he does get the knockout tomorrow. He's saying he can. Devin Haney done it in 5 against Moran. Andy Cruz is saying in 6, apology. Andy Cruz is saying he can do it in 5.
We're here with Antonio Moran. You're a big underdog tomorrow night. Your opponent has vowed to knock you out within 6 rounds. How do you beat Andy Cruz?
Entonces no estás considerado como favorito para mañana y tu rival ha declarado que va a hacer un knockout dentro de 6 rounds. ¿Cómo ves esto?
No, está bien ir ir con perfil bajo, ¿no? Para demostrar ya mañana arriba en el ring de lo que realmente estoy hecho, creo que he mejorado mucho. Todavía siguen con lo de David Haney, ¿no? Ya pasó hace 5 años, ya eso está enterrado. Y respecto a lo que dice Andy Cruz, pues veremos, ¿no? Yo no estoy dispuesto a caerme, no sé, él tal vez, pero yo no. Entonces vamos a dar una buena pelea.
Let's see what happens, really. I think it's going to be a good fight, whatever. But, you know, I've changed a lot over the years. It's a long time now, about 5 years since the Devin Haney fight. So, yeah, I'm not one for sort of talking and doing predictions and stuff. I like to speak with a low voice, a quiet voice, and do my talking in the ring. But it will be a great fight, and let's just see what happens.
Boa suerte. Good luck. Antonio Moran, everybody.
There you go. You can see Phil there, our translator, making his way because we are going to hear from the champion, Andy Cruz.
Andy, first, just to clear things up, you weighed 134 pounds for this fight, so you're not trying out a new weight class. It'll be a lightweight fight for you. You have been a part of some big fights early in your career, but you've been a part of a big event like this. What has this week been like for you?
Entonces, has formado parte de algunas peleas muy importantes en tu carrera, pero un acontecimiento y toda una semana así y una cartelera así, nunca has hecho una semana así. ¿Cómo te ha parecido esta semana?
No, una semana excelente, en un ambiente ya de pelea. Me siento feliz, motivado por estar en este gran evento y vamos con todo y vamos a darle un show a ese gran público que se lo merece.
No, it's been a fantastic atmosphere. I really enjoyed the week. You know, you feel really part of the whole event. You live it even more as the days approach the fight. I'm really up for it. I can't wait to give it all I've got.
A couple of weeks ago, your stablemate Boots Ennis put on a great show in Philadelphia. He's going to be ringside supporting you on Saturday night. What kind of show do you hope to put on?
Tu compañero de gimnasio, Boots, hizo un gran rendimiento la otra semana. Va a estar al lado del ring mañana. ¿Qué tipo de actuación vas a darle mañana?
No, por supuesto. Voy a darle un poco de lo que él me dio a mí. Para mí, él es considerado para mí el boxeador más completo del mundo. Y nada, mañana vamos a darle un show a él y a todo ese público que está esperando la pelea.
I think that Boots, for me, is one of the most complete fighters in the world, and it'll be great to have him watching tomorrow. So I want to show him what he can do. I want to show everyone else in the stadium and watching around the world what I can do. And let's hope it's going to be a great fight and give them a great show.
Good luck, Andy.
Muchas gracias.
Our next two fighters to the scale competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBA Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome, fighting out of St. Petersburg, Florida, by way of Belgrade, Serbia. He brings a professional record of 29 wins, 2 defeats, 21 of his 29 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former world title challenger, Radivoje Hot Rod Kalajic. And now we welcome a native of Santa Clara, Cuba, now fighting out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, undefeated with 10 wins, 9 of his 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated former WBA super middleweight champion of the world, David Mordell. Let's first welcome to the scale, Radivoje Kalajic. 174.4 for Radivoje Hot Rod Kalajdzic. And now to the scale, David Mordell. $174.8 for David Mordell.
Here we go, light heavyweight action. Devin Morrell jumping up to 175 pounds. Couldn't get the fight he wanted at 168. He now chases the big names and the big titles at 175. And it starts with Hot Rod Kalajdzic. This is an intriguing one, Sergio. I like this one a lot.
These two competing tomorrow.
No, of course, because they're both evenly matched. You always wonder about the power carrying from 168 to 175. We know David Benavidez' power didn't carry so far against Vancic at 175. We'll see if Morrell does.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. That's the question, right? I mean, at 168 pounds, Sean, he was able to knock out all but one opponent. With all that power, carry up to the bigger boys who can absorb more punches.
Yeah, I'll push back just a little bit on what Sergio said about David Benavidez's power not carrying over. I don't believe it didn't, but we'll see if there's a difference here for Morrell.
All right, Hot Rod, you're taking on one of the best 168-pounders on the planet. There's so much hype surrounding David Morrell. What gives you the confidence that you're going to come in tomorrow and pull off the upset?
I just believe in my skill. I got the power, and I believe I fought better people. He's got the amateur experience, but we have a good game plan, and we're going to stick with it.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Let's send it over to Chris Mannix.
All right, David, first fight at 175 pounds. How does that extra weight feel on you?
Man, I feel great. I feel great. It's my division. I come back after a long time, but I feel good. I feel good at 175.
I know you're looking to win in any way, but in your first fight at 175, a knockout would send a pretty strong message. How hard do you think you're going to go for a knockout?
Quería hacer una gran declaración, ¿no? Con un knockout antes del límite, primer encuentro con 175. Sería guay, ¿no?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's my first fight 175. You know, he's one good, stronger guy. So I don't know what round, but knockout coming, 100%. I'm promising my family is right here, so it's knockout 100% coming.
Good luck, David.
Oh, thank you, appreciate it.
We continue now with the big boys of boxing. These two competing tomorrow in a 10-round contest. It will be for both the WBO International and vacant NABF Heavyweight Championships. Let's first welcome the challenger, a native of Kananga, Democratic Republic of the Congo, now making his home and fighting out of Green Gaires, Scotland. His professional record, 20 wins, just one defeat, 15 of his 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Martin Bakole. And now let's welcome the defending champion, hailing from Toledo, Ohio. He is undefeated with 17 wins, 15 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBO International Heavyweight Champion, Jared, the real big baby Anderson. Martin Bakole. 184.4 for Martin Bakole. And now let's welcome the defending champion, Jared Anderson. 252.4 for the undefeated defending champion, Jared "The Real Big Baby" Anderson.
The fight where I think a lot of people are expecting fireworks. Martin Bakole versus Jared Anderson. Two, I think, top 10 heavyweights. Martin Bakole is coming a lot lighter than his last fight. Carlos Takam, he weighed 299 pounds. This one, 284. Jared Anderson around the same as his last fight. Sean, 251. This is a good one. This is a good heavyweight dust-up.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be back and forth, I actually think. I don't think Bakole can match the speed of Anderson, but he'll be able to offset that with the power. And again, Anderson with some of the some of the flaws that he has in his game, he might get hit a little bit more than we expect.
Bakole is huge compared to Anderson. I mean, I know that he's a big monster, but I mean, sizing him up next door like that, I mean, it's going to be athleticism versus size.
I want to try and catch one of those T-shirts. Can you send one over this way?
All right, I'm here with big Martin Bakole. Your opponent has been described as the next great American heavyweight. How good do you think Jared Anderson is?
We'll find it out tomorrow. And the talking is over. Everything is over now. Focus on the fight tomorrow.
To all the American fans here that may not be familiar with you, how would you describe your boxing style?
I'm unique. So I think people will find it out tomorrow.
You've got a very big fan base here. What's your message to those watching around the world, and give us your prediction?
I love them, and I came here to win the fight. The knockout point, Martin Bakole is the winner tomorrow.
All right, who thinks Martin Bakole is going to win this Saturday night? He'll be taking on Jared Anderson. Over to Chris Mannix.
Well, Jared, you're giving away some swag out there to this fan base. Think you're going to make some new friends tomorrow night?
Definitely. I think I'm going to make a lot of new friends, everything.
You've been asking for this kind of opponent that'll stand there and fight for you for months now. What kind of fight are you expecting? How are you feeling going into this?
I'm expecting an amazing fight, amazing performance for myself and for the fans. So I'm just expecting to go out there and show what I'm made of.
You got a new man in your corner in Sugar Hill Stewart. What has he been able to add to your game during this camp?
You'll see Saturday night.
Good luck, Jared.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
We continue with the big boys of boxing. These two competing tomorrow in a 12-round contest in the heavyweight division. First, let's welcome, fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, and proudly representing the country of Belize. His professional record consisting of 26 wins, just one defeat, one draw. 22 of his 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jarrell Big Baby Miller. And now let's welcome from Imperial, California. His professional record, 35 wins, 2 defeats, 22 of his 35 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBA, IBF, WBO, and IBO Unified Heavyweight Champion of the World, Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. scale, Jarrell Miller. .305.6 for Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Now to the scale, the former world champion Andy Ruiz. .274.4 for Andy the Destroyer Ruiz.
Here we go, battle of the big boys. Look, Jarrell Miller has lost weight. He was 333 pounds for his last fight against Daniel Dubois. He did say surgery would come under the 300-pound mark, not quite 305 pounds, but he has dropped some weight.
Hey, listen, 305 looks good on him, and Andy Ruiz looks good too. Look, I got ridiculed when I said these guys were going to look good in great shape because I seen them. Now that I see them without a shirt weighing in, they look really good. I mean,
no, stop it. It's not really good.
What are you talking about?
It's not really good. Andy Ruiz last time was 268. He's now 278.
You're telling me
he's put on 10 pounds.
He looked way flabbier than in Saudi Arabia.
I don't know if you can say 278 is great shape. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if you can tell me 278 is great shape.
I'm talking about Miller, first of all, but Andy Ruiz, I think he looks good too.
Listen, bottom line, you are who you are.
You are who you are. The big boys. They're
two big boys.
They're two big boys.
They're too big. They're too big.
They're too big. Does this fight go the distance? No.
I think it does.
You think it does?
I think it does. You know, I just whenever you've been inactive so long, like Andy Ruiz, you're not gonna, you're gonna want to reserve some things for the tank. You're gonna want to go to the second half of the fight. Miller said he's gonna use his legs. I think it goes the distance.
All right, I'm here. I am here with the dancing Big Baby. You've been very polite to Mr. Ruiz all week long, but you had some words there during the face-off. What'd you say to him?
I'm going in for the kill. It's nothing but love between me and you, but when I step in the ring, I'm going to roast your ass. Like I said, a happy, in-shape Big Baby is a dangerous Big Baby. Nobody beats me in shape, not even in a sparring session. I'm with everybody ass.
Yeah, you said your last fight you were not happy at all with your performance. What's going to be different between your fight with Dubois and your fight here with Ruiz?
Man, I'm going to throw a million punches around. I'm going to wear his ass out, and we're going to knock him out. Listen, he's been dropped plenty of times in fights. I know what I can do when I'm in shape. I'm in shape. I'm in shape. I'm talking about no cheeseburger for 3 months, no lovey-dovey for 3 months. Oh, yeah, I'm fucking him up.
No lovey-dovey or cheeseburgers for 3 months. He's as serious as can be. Give it up for Big Baby Jarrell Miller, everybody.
All right, Andy, 2 years out of the ring, but you still have a lot of fans here in Southern California. What kind of show are you hoping to put on for them tomorrow night?
Man, the main thing that I want to win, man. I want to win, especially for my fans, toda la raza que me anda apoyando aquí. Eso es lo que vamos a hacer. Vamos a ganar. Vamos a ganar.
274 pounds, a little heavier than I think you thought you wanted to come in this week. How are you feeling physically going into this fight?
I feel really good, man. We knew that he was going to be over 300 pounds. I didn't want to lose too much weight, so I thought we did a perfect plan. We did a perfect strategy, so I feel good. I'm ready to win. I'm ready to fight. We're ready to go to war, man.
It was 5 years ago you pulled off one of the biggest upsets in heavyweight boxing history. I think a lot of people are wondering, is that Andy Ruiz still inside you? What would you say to that?
Of course it is, man. I had everything in my palms, and it went away, so I want them back. So what do I have to do? I got to win this fight. That's why it's really important. I know what it feels to be a champion, and I know how it feels not to be a champion. And guess what? I want to be a damn champion again, and that's what we're going to do.
Good luck, Andy.
Thank you.
Our next two fighters to the scale, competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the WBA Super Lightweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger, fighting out of Renton, Washington, by way of Los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico. His professional record, 13 wins, 2 defeats, 9 of his 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jose El Rayo Valenzuela. And now let's welcome the defending world champion from Ciudad de Mexico, Distrito Federal. His professional record consisting of 26 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 18 of his 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBA super lightweight champion of the world, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Let's first welcome to the scale the challenger, Jose Valenzuela. $139.8 for the challenger, Jose El Rayo Valenzuela. Now to the scale, the defending champion, Isaac Cruz. £140 even for the defending world champion, Isaac Pitbull Cruz.
You know, you always wonder how fighters sort of grow fan bases, right? Countries behind them, some grow it slowly but surely. Pitbull Cruz's fan base in the last couple of years has swelled to thousands and thousands, if not millions. And the majority of the fans here at LA Live are here for him.
No, and the reason because of that, because he always looks for the knockout. And the fact that he put up a good fight against Tank Davis. Everyone's knocking out. Everyone that fights Tank's getting knocked out, not that man right there. That's the reason they have passion behind him. That's the reason they're supporting him.
So it shows, Sean, you can get all the fans, even in a loss. All those fighters that are scared to take those fights, you can get him in a loss.
And people love this too. The fact that he's smaller than most of the guys that get in the ring. You know, you really truly see the dog, the pit bull come out in the ring. So that's why people love him. But this is truly a 50-50 fight. Valenzuela comes in with a great game plan and executes. He walks out victorious.
Hey, Valenzuela looks really good for 140 as well, by the way.
Whoa.
He has filled out.
Listen, man, I know we keep saying every fight 50-50, but Valenzuela is a live dog in this fight. I know we're talking about live dog against a pit bull, no pun intended, but that man right there, he's hungry. He has the right style. He's tall. He's a southpaw. He has a great trainer in his corner. He said he had a great camp. If he can get past the six rounds into the second half of the fight, I think his ability is going to be trouble for Pitbull.
All right, Jose, you're taking on Pitbull Cruz. We know what he's all about. He's going to pressure you. He's going to throw punches. He's going to try and bully you. How do you handle that?
You know, we stay sharp, we stay focused, and we stick to the game plan.
So what is the game plan? How do you beat him?
Make him miss, make him pay.
All right, what's your message to your fans? You got a loud cheering section over there.
Arriba, Mexico!
Fair enough. Chris?
Isaac, first world title defense. You're going to do it in front of a lot of Mexican fans on Saturday. How are you feeling going into this fight?
¿Cómo te sientes? Primera defensa de tu título mundial frente a muchos aficionados mexicanos. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Me siento muy contento de poderlo representar y orgullosamente el día de mañana vamos a salir con la victoria a representar a todo México.
I feel really, really proud to represent them. We're going to try and go all out for victory tomorrow, for them and for the whole of Mexico.
This is a Mexico versus Mexico type of fight. Do you like those types of fights?
Es una pelea México contra México. ¿Te gustan estas peleas, no?
Totalmente, y bueno, vamos a demostrar que nosotros somos el verdadero estilo mexicano.
Yeah, I do really like them as well, and we'll see who is the real sort of champion out of the two Mexicans.
Good luck, Isaac.
Thank you.
Ade, throw it back to you.
One more to go. That one more, you know, Terence Crawford versus Israil Madrimov. DAZN, so much coming your way in the next few weeks and months, and not many bigger things than the Esports World Cup. Enjoy this. It's been good so far. I've enjoyed these weigh-ins. The last one was the one that got the juices flowing, right? Isaac Pitbull Cruz versus Jose Valenzuela. Both of them have incredible fan bases. The fans have turned up as well here at LA Live. But we have one more to go, gentlemen. Just a small matter of Terence Crawford versus Israil Madrimov. Look, Sean, you can speak to Terence Crawford. You know the man so well. You shared the ring with him. 154 pounds now. How do you think he's going to get on?
I think it's going to be a breeze for him. I think that he's moved into the weight class correctly. You know, like I said before, he started working on getting to 154 a long time ago, hitting the weights, building up that muscle, and I think that he's going to fill in the 154 nicely. Won't be surprised if he weighs in right there on the dot at 154.
How strong was he, Sean? Because you were considered one of the strongest at 147 pounds. You went into the clinch with him sometimes. How strong was he? Because we kind of look at him quite wiry.
Yeah.
Is he strong?
You know, the funny thing is he has both physical strength and mental strength. And I think that whatever he may be lacking here, he makes up for it here. And all of a sudden, he becomes this big bully in the ring. I got a feeling he's going to try to bully Madrimov on fight night.
Yeah, that means he's going to walk into what Madrimov wants him to walk into, right? A firefight. Madrimov wants to show him that strength. This is so intriguing, isn't it, Sergio? Because we don't know too much about Madrimov, right? I mean, his last fight was his world title fight. Is there more? Or is it a ceiling? We don't know.
That's the scary part, the fact that both these guys do all their talking in the ring. And I know exactly what you're talking about, Sean. Bud is mean. Even when you're talking, even when you're talking to him in person, his eyes are piercing right through you, like he's looking through your soul. I can only imagine being in the ring with him. And yes, he's very strong, and that's the reason he's been able to climb up the weight classes and still be knocking out guys, because his power comes behind accuracy and that long, lanky power and timing, and the fact that he's mean and aggressive and just a beautiful boxer puncher. That man right there is athletic, a natural junior middleweight, and quiet, reserved. He has all that amateur experience. He's a beast. And it all comes down to who could take a better punch as well. I'm going to lean towards Madrimov and take a bigger punch, because when a smaller man's coming up, that's the thing you can't grow muscle on. That's the only thing that's going to be the question here. How's Crawford going to handle that power and that strength of Madrimov?
I remember speaking to Terence Crawford, we all did, right, at Santa Monica Pier, and I said, do you get to enjoy this? And he said he doesn't really, but his team's trying to make sure he enjoys it.
Yeah.
I feel like Crawford's enjoyed this week a little bit.
Absolutely. I think for years people were trying to get him to enjoy these moments, talk to the people a little bit more, reach out to them, do the interviews and things of that nature, and he never really wanted to do it. He's finally really truly matured and come around at the right time, putting it in a position where he can enjoy some things that he normally wouldn't have been able to be a part of, and he knows how to do it now.
He's 37, or he's going to be 37 soon, Sergio. At this age, is he chasing Undisputed again, or is it now just the big fights, the super fights? What's he chasing?
I mean, to touch on what Sean was saying again, it only took 37 years for Bud to start having fun and soaking it all in and really enjoying the fruits of his labor. But to your question, Crawford, you know, Father Time is undefeated. Crawford is still going to be the beast he is, but he's going to do it more reserved. He knows he can't have that young man power anymore, the young man's strength. He's going to have to rely differently, you know, rely on the intelligence, rely on the right the right time to attack. You can't be that same young man going out there and throwing caution to the wind from round 1 to round 12. You got to break it up. You got to pace yourself. You got to fight like the old bull, and that's what Bud needs to do.
It's about the energy, and you know, Sergio, when we get a little bit older, we want to reserve as much energy as we got. We got 12 rounds. We know how to pace ourselves. We know how to work our way through it, and sometimes that intelligence gets ahead of us, and we overthink things. So I don't see that happening for Bud, but I do understand what you're saying. He may come in here trying to reserve that energy, and it could play against him when he's got a young and very tenacious and hungry fighter in front of him.
All right, it's time to do this, right? We've been waiting for this all week. Some might even say for a few months. We're going to see both guys hit the scales now. It is time for the weigh-in for Terence Crawford versus Israil Madrimov. Let's throw it down to the voice of boxing, your MC, Mr. Michael Buffer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to LA Live. How is everyone tonight? Well, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night at BMO Stadium, LA, California, USA, it's Riyadh season card, Los Angeles, an evening of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment, including a performance by the international superstar recording artist Eminem. And it's all brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GEA, promoted by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Sella and Gold Star Promotions in association with League One and World of Boxing. Special thanks, ladies and gentlemen, to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GEA, Turki Al-Sheikh. And now, two undefeated fighters will be facing each other tomorrow night. It's a night of history for boxing. We all remember anything can happen in that ring. Ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Also on the line, the WBO interim title, the WBC #1 ranking, building a pathway to something we all want, and that is an undisputed champion. Let's bring the fighters to the stage and to the scale at this time. First, a fighter who is a legend as an amateur with over 300 victories in his amateur career. Now as a professional, undefeated, with a record consisting of 10 victories, 7 wins by knockout. He has 1 technical draw. He is the fighting pride of Khiva and all Uzbekistan. He is the reigning, defending, undefeated WBA champion of the world, Israil, the Dream Madrimov.
No, if the moment's too big for some fighters, but some fighters, this is what they dream for, this is what they get excited for, but you just don't know until that moment hits you. This is the moment now for Israil Madrimov.
Everyone dreams of this moment. That's a champion right there. He needs to carry himself like a champion. And Michael Buffer introducing him as a champion. That's the dream right there for Madrimov.
Officially designated as the challenger. Over the last 7 years, his record, a perfect one, 11-0, all wins by knockout. His perfect professional record consists of 40 fights, 40 victories, 31 by knockout. He's recognized as, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world today. From Omaha, Nebraska, USA, the former lightweight world champion, former undisputed super lightweight world champion, and the current undefeated welterweight champion of the world, Terence Bud Crawford.
Here he comes, the pound for pound king, the pound for pound #1. You heard all the accolades there that Michael Buffer read out 40 fights, 40 wins, 31 knockouts, and now he's bidding to become a full-weight world champion and cement his status, Sergio, as the king of this sport.
I mean, did you listen to the accolades? 3-division champion, 2-time undisputed, going for a 4th division champion. That's greatness, if I ever heard it.
Now first onto the scales, ladies and gentlemen, will be the defending champion. Undefeated in his professional career. 10 victories, 7 KOs, 1 technical draw. The pride of Khiva, Uzbekistan. Official weight, 154 pounds for the reigning and defending world champion, Israil, the Dream, Madrimov. Now stepping onto the scales, the fighting pride of Omaha, Nebraska, USA. Going for his 4th division championship, he is Terence Bud Crawford. $153.4. Here they are, champion and challenger, Bud Crawford, challenging once again for his 4th division world championship. The defending champion, Israil the Dream Madrimov. It's all for the WBA Super Welterweight Championship of the World.
One thing Sean said to me straight away, looking at Madrimov, he said, "Look strong."
He looks strong. You can tell his body. He just has
tomorrow night,
muscle.
BMO Stadium, Los Angeles, California.
And then what I said, Adi, is look at the look in his face. Look at the look in his eyes. The eyes don't lie, but neither do Madrimov's. And look, we're talking about the size. Right now, they still haven't rehydrated. You can clearly see from that side view that Madrimov is a bigger fighter. He's a fuller fighter. Crawford actually does look good. He filled out nicely. But dense, the dense muscle is going to be on Madrimov.
Absolutely, you can see it. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's dense, it's heavy, and he's going to have some heavy hands on fight night.
So intriguing. They say there are weight classes for a reason. Is this a weight jump too much for Crawford? Or is 154 pounds the right jump at the right time? We'll find out tomorrow.
All right, Israel, the final face-off is done. The talking is over. We're 24 hours away from the biggest fight of your life. How do you feel?
What's up, LA? Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for coming. Inshallah, Saturday night will be a great fight. Don't miss.
I thought it was interesting. Yesterday we spoke to you and asked you what your game plan was, and you basically said you're going to figure it out in the ring depending on what Terence does. Why is that how you're approaching this fight?
Yeah. I have the game plan because inside the ring we are making I do, inshallah. And я хочу, чтобы показать всем, что я умею, и доказать, что я лучше на этом весе.
My goal is to showcase my skills inside that ring and show that I'm the best in this division.
All right, I'll give you the final word here. What's your prediction for tomorrow night? What are we going to see? And what's your message to your fans around the world?
It's going to be a great fight. Muxlislar, qo'llab-quvvatlanglar, inshaalloh tarix ochamiz.
God bless. It's going to be a great fight, and we're going to get that victory.
All right, let's give it up for the super welterweight champion of the world, Israil the Dream Madrimov.
All right, Bud, the talk is finally over. You're going to get back in the ring for the first time in a year. What's the feeling like?
Man, I can't wait. I'm focused. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm ready to go out here, put on another great performance in front of all my fans and supporters and the whole world to show them that I'm the best fighter in the world.
You talked about how tough it was for you to get down to 147. How do those extra 7 pounds feel on you?
Man, it felt great, but it still wasn't easy. But we ready.
You're the best in the world at 135, at 140, at 147. Do you believe you can be the best in the world at 54?
I'm already the best in the world at 54 when I stepped in the division.
You got a guy in front of you on Saturday that checks a lot of boxes, decorated amateur, in his prime, world champion, says this is his weight class. What kind of a fight are you expecting?
Listen, how many gold medalists, silver medalists, Olympians that I didn't beat? A lot of them got a decorated amateur pedigree and background, and they all left the same way. And I'm looking forward to him leaving the same way again this Saturday.
Good luck, bud.
Thank you.
Oh, Bud's locked in. He's locked in. Those niceties are gone.
Back to not talking.
Yeah. You know, when Bud gives those little short answers, he's ready to go. But look, he looked amazing as well. Bud always looks good, but I think 154. And you know, there's a time to jump weight classes. And he was very, very tight against Errol Spence. It was the right time.
Yeah, no. He knew what he was doing again. You know, coming to 147, he knew he had to come up there and be stronger than everybody else. Here's a little unknown secret. When I moved down to 147, I thought I needed to be fast. Moving up, he knew he needed to be strong. So he's not in no man's land coming up to 154. He already knows what he's in store for.
There are so many good fighters at 154 pounds, right? I mean, Sebastian Fundora is a fantastic fighter. Virgil Ortiz, Tim Tszyu. We don't know what's going on with Jamel Charlo. Is Madrimov the best 154-pounder? Are we seeing Terence Crawford against the best guy in the next division?
Of course Madrimov's the best because he's a champion at 154, and the other guys, they get a little bit more TV time, a little bit more exposure, so you hear that name a little bit more. But you break down the numbers, you break down how they fight. I mean, look, those guys are the real deal. I'm not gonna fake and say that Fundora and Tszyu and guys like that, Virgil Ortiz entering the division, they are beasts in their own right. But they don't have the strap. They don't have that undefeated record like this man has. They don't have the pedigree that this man has. And they're not on the stage against the #1 fighter in the world, facing face to face. That's the champ right there. You got to respect that.
And even with more fights than those guys, Madrimov, why I think he's the best in the division is because he is the overall package. All those guys are pretty good at maybe one or two things.
Good point.
He has that overall package of being pretty good at just about everything.
I felt the stare down between these two was fantastic. And look, us as fight fans, we maybe read into this kind of stuff too much, like who blinks first. There was no blinking between either guy. It was a proper stare down, Sergio.
I'm the one that told you, look at the look in his eye. The thing about the stare down is you look into your opponent's soul. Bernard Hopkins used to be big on that. I've seen Bernard Hopkins in dinner one time, made me get up from my chair, and he wanted to stare me down in the middle of the restaurant. That's the type of stuff that you see right here. Look at that. Both, they're stone cold-blooded killers, man. Both of them have that stare down. They look in their face, but Crawford's just mean and scary, man.
You think of like this sort of this almost conveyor belt of top Eastern European fighters, right? I mean, the Klitschko's were the first to really kind of break through in America. Then we've seen Golovkin, Bivol, Usyk, Lomachenko. There's so many now, isn't there, coming through, and their styles are so different, so aggressive. It's a good mix.
Well, the thing is, for them, it was always about the Olympic Games. Now they've moved on, and they want to have professional careers. And I think we're now seeing a lot of greatness that we always knew was over there, but only on an amateur level. Yeah. So I think that's what's kind of surprising everybody, what we're seeing now. More and more of them turning pro now, opposed to just the here and there.
Yeah, Riyadh season's had so many fantastic events, it really has. I've been lucky enough to be at all of them. This one will be a good event as well. Knockout Chaos was very special. This is a promo, a little tease of a promo as to how good it was.
I think it's my Muhammad Ali moment.
Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou.
It is Godzilla against King Kong. What happens when you hit Francis Ngannou and he doesn't move?
What they're doing here is taking boxing to the highest stratosphere.
It almost seems like we're living in a bit of a fantasy world.
Special. Knockout Chaos was fantastic. I love Knockout Chaos. I mean, that promo is so good as well. If you've not seen it, please watch it. It is a fantastic promo. But that was that. This is now. Here we are at Riyadh season, LA. The guy looked good up there, Eddie.
Oh, mate.
He looked good up there, Madrimov.
I'll tell you what. I mean, look, you know what's funny? I'm looking at both of them. And, you know, some of the fights you can see, Valenzuela, Pitbull, Valenzuela, you know, the Adam's apple going a little bit. He's pumped up. Those two, Crawford and Madrimov, I'm looking at the neck. I always look at the neck for the pulse. You know, who's beating a little bit faster? Nothing. No so pulse. I thought, I'll check the chest. Nothing. I mean, I expect that from Terence, but I promise you, Madrimov is ice cold.
I saw it.
Ice cold, and he's ready. The challenge is monumental, but the ability is there, the heart is there. He's ready to seize this moment, I'm telling you. Don't be surprised tomorrow night if Madrimov pulls off the win. Do not be surprised.
And look, for a challenge that is monumental, the reward is also monumental, right? To beat the pound-for-pound #1. There can't be better risk-reward fight than there is for Madrimov.
Yeah, and that's why you take the shot. Yeah. Don't forget, he's had 10 fights. I mean, he had 300 victories as an amateur. So you know he has that experience. But as a professional, ideally, you would like 1 or 2 more fights to defend that belt before you face the pound-for-pound #1. There was no hesitation. Honestly, I mean, it weren't even a money thing. It was just, this is what we've always wanted, to prove we're the best, to take on the best in the world. And Madrimov, like I say, he's a monster. He's carved out of stone. And don't get me wrong, Crawford looked fantastic as well, but I promise you, this is not a guy coming to lay down tomorrow night. This is not a guy that's going to take a few shots, get outclassed, you know, and just not fancy the job. He will give you everything tomorrow night and come with those Uzbek iron fists to take that chin clean off.
I made note of what you said, though. You said, don't be surprised if Madrimov
because
wins.
We know the task.
Yeah,
so, you know.
But to that point, you know, we always want to know what's the game plan. We always want to know if he beats him, how's he do it? What do you see, like, in your forecast of Madrimov pulling this off? How do you see that happen?
For me, I think he has to get close, right? He has to try and work Terence on the inside. He has to take chances. You know, sometimes he has to throw with him. He has to try and engage with him in that mid-range and up close as well. Yeah. You're not going to box Terence Crawford off the back foot. Madrimov can do that, by the way. He has great foot movement. But realistically, do you really want to be playing that game with Terence Crawford? You need to get up close. And we talked earlier in the week, didn't we? You mustn't lose the first 4 or 5 rounds and start getting pinged around, getting marked up as Terence comes into his own, gains his confidence as if he needs any. Yeah. You've got to be competitive from that first bell. You've got to try and match him. And you've got to take chances in there. You're not going to, you know, win this fight by just boxing smart and clever and just, you know, against Terence Crawford. You've got to engage in battle. You've got to use your movements. His angles are fantastic. You've actually got 2 fantastic movers with great footwork in here.
You ever talk to your fighters and ask them, so what's the game plan?
Not really. Not with Israil. But, you know, if I'm really close to a fighter, sometimes some fighters are different. You know, fighters like AJ, he likes to actually talk about the fight with me. Fighters like Carl Froch. Yeah, Carl Froch used to say to me on the day of a fight, what do you think? You know, what do you think I should do against this guy? I'm like, I don't know. Speak to your coach. You know, but not Madrimov. Madrimov's very focused. And when they said to him up there, what's the game plan? He says, you know, I'll react when I see what Terence is doing. I'm sure Joel Diaz has a game plan, but they're good enough to adapt in there under the circumstances and once they get a look at Terence Crawford.
I know what's crazy and fun about that. Both these guys are coming to the ring with the same mindset. There's a game plan in place, but I really just want to see what you're going to do. This is going to be very interesting. I can guarantee you.
What do you think Madrimov should do?
I think, to what you just said, he needs to get up on Terence Crawford. We all know that the power is on the end of the shot. Don't be on the end of the shot. Rough him up, get on the inside. Don't allow him to pinpoint you from the outside and allow these judges to see him scoring. Don't let the judges see him scoring. You know, if you get hit, be getting hit on your way in and landing something yourself. I like that.
You like Terence at 154? You think he's got the strength up there?
I do. I truly do.
Don't say that.
I truly do. What'd you say?
Don't say that.
No.
Don't say that. He doesn't want it.
I was hoping for a no.
I truly do.
Yeah.
Eddie, how big an upset would this be? I mean, are we talking AJ Ruiz? Are we talking Canelo Bivol? Somewhere in the middle?
I'm feeling Canelo Bivol.
Canelo Bivol?
I don't give. This is a very good fighter in Madrimov. And don't get me wrong. I think in Canelo against Bivol, everybody respected Bivol. A few said they think he's got a chance, but most were picking Canelo Alvarez to be too good for Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri actually did it with relative ease in that fight. Do you know what I mean? This is a different styles, and Terence is, you know, very, very active with his feet, and You know, for me, it's an upset. But it's not Ruiz, Joshua. And by the way, Ruiz is a great fighter. You know, when Ruiz boxed Joshua, people go on like it was Buster Douglas against Mike Tyson.
No.
Andy Ruiz is a top 10 heavyweight.
It was a big upset. You know, it was a big upset.
Andy, leave it alone. What's the matter? Why do you even have to bring it up?
It was a big upset. Sergio.
What?
I thought you had a question.
Sorry, Sergio.
No, listen, whenever Eddie Hearn is here, I just let him talk. We let him talk because he promotes the entire show. But I agree with both of you a little bit. I know that Madrimov has the goods, and he's stone cold, ice cold. That's the exact same words I said. The eyes tell a lot. But let's just move on to the game plan like we were talking about. I think Madrimov needs to get on the inside, win early rounds. Crawford will let you win some early rounds. Madrimov's going to have to fight off Crawford in the middle rounds. So I think the fight, really, we're going to find out what happens in the 6th round, 6th, 7th round to see if Madrimov is really going to take chances to actually get aggressive and have smart aggression and take chances, or he's just going to cruise into the later rounds and hope for a decision.
But don't you see in a lot of these fights sometimes when you've got an underdog like that who's a little bit overawed, sometimes you can get halfway through a fight, they haven't won a round, and then you start too late. I feel like in these kind of fights, these kind of moments, you can't afford to start too late. You can't go into the back half of the fight with Terence unmarked, not breathing, 6 rounds. That's a disaster.
Yeah.
You have to. There's got to be times in that first half of the fight where he goes back to his stall, maybe a little bit hurt, maybe a little bit marked up. You know.
It's just so funny though, because again, from being in the ring with him, you can't rush it, you can't force it. But you also can't be too patient. You know what I mean? You got to find that sweet spot. I truly do think that Madrimov can find that sweet spot. Let's talk about the co-main real quick. I just think top to bottom, the matchmaking for this card has been amazing. When you look at the co-main, what do you truly see? I see a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. I think Robert Garcia is one of the best trainers in the world. I spoke to Jesse Rodriguez earlier, who trains with Valenzuela. They like their chances in this fight. He's a really good mover. You know, southpaw who can punch as well. Cruz is fired up. You know, he's got massive support here. They're talking about him as the Mexican Mike Tyson at lightweight. Sometimes you can get a little bit carried out on your own hype and your own power. So you can't just keep walking guys down as he did, you know, against Gervonta Davis and just think that you're going to catch them up. Valenzuela's got to be unbelievably disciplined in this fight, but he's got to hurt Pitbull Cruz as well, because I don't think you can just let Pitbull keep walking you down, taking those shots to the body. But that's a great matchup. You know, even Jarrell Miller against Andy Ruiz. I love that. And for me, the fight of the night is Jared Anderson against Martin Bakole. You know that Martin Bakole weighed 20 stone, 20 weight. You know, he's got 35 pounds on Jared Anderson, who came in quite heavy as well at 253 pounds or something like that. And then, you know, in Ruiz against Miller, you got one guy weighed 305, the other one weighed 280 pounds. I mean, they're big boys, but honestly, look out for Jared Anderson against Martin Bakole. I know you. I love this side of the Atlantic.
This is the side where we're getting the Bakole. This is the side. We kind of divided it. This is it. We think Martin Bakole's got a really good chance. Let's remind you of what is going to be, I think, one of the best fight cards we've seen in years. We start with the prelims, and the prelims are going to be very good as well when they come on the screen. There you go. Ziad Almayouf versus Michael Bullock, welterweight fight. Steve Nelson versus Marcus Ramon Vasquez. Unbeaten fight, that one. Someone has got to go. Really good fight, that. And then to our main card, Andy Cruz versus Antonio Moran, IBF International Lightweight title fight. David Morrell versus Hot Rod Kaladzic. Remember, that's for the vacant WBA regular World Light Heavyweight title.
Andy,
then
look at that.
The big boys. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Jared Anderson.
That's ridiculous.
Versus Martin
I'm just
Bakole.
looking at it thinking, what is
That's
that?
a main
Stats
event.
of history? No, that's an
Andy
actual
Ruiz
fight card.
versus Jarrell Miller, main event. Isaac Cruz versus Jose Valenzuela, another main event. And then the true main event, Terence Crawford versus Israil Madrimov. Someone has got to go in that one as well. Terence Crawford bidding to become a 4-weight world champion. Madrimov wanting to prove why he is the best 154-pound fighter on the planet. Wow. It's been an incredible week. Again, Santa Monica Beer, Chinese Theatre, here as well, LA Live. And now it all comes down to tomorrow. BMO Stadium, 24,000 are going to pack it. Eminem will play out some tunes as well. You don't want to miss it. Scan the QR code to be a part of something really, really special. Riyadh season LA, and we have come to LA and we are going to go bang. This is going to be a special one from myself, Eddie Hearn, Showtime Sean Porter, Latin Snake Sergio Mora, and all the team. We'll see you tomorrow.
On the zone, August 3rd, Crawford versus Madrimov. How do you know you're the best? Is it the 40-fight undefeated streak? Dominating 3 divisions? Or is it that you're always looking for more? Facing an undefeated champion on the #1 boxing platform in the world, Crawford